I bet you didn't know I'm a model. Hey sitters, welcome back to another video. It is Lydia. In today's video, we are going to talk about my modeling career. Now you're probably wondering if I made it in any ads on TV. No. Did I make it in any print ads? In the magazines? Newspaper? Nope. I modeled on one stage in the middle of the mall, walked down, walked back. And that was the end of my modeling career. So you will not find my face anywhere, but I do want to talk about being a role model because that I've been my entire babysitting career. So not a model, but a role model. So as babysitters, we get looked up to every time we work with children. I get looked up to every time I work with families. The kids look up to me, and that is not because I'm taller than them, barely taller than them. It's because I am just an influence outside the household, and most kids are influenced by things that are not inside the household. So social media, they take in people that they hang out with outside of their family, and us, babysitters. So we are role models, whether you think so or not, whether you sign for that title, whether you sign a contract or not, you're a role model. And I think that's super important for us to recognize and learn. And I think that should have a big impact on what we do, what we say. And I mean, it shouldn't control our whole lives, but just keeping in mind is pretty important. As you guys know, I take the kids everywhere. We go to the splash pads, the parks, we go to hands-on museums, we go to the aquarium and the zoo, and sometimes we go to restaurants. And I know for a fact these kids watch me and how I interact with other adults, whether it be the wait staff at the restaurants, whether it be the people at the front desk who are checking us in for the hands-on museum. At the pier the other day, we went and there was a setup so that the kids could look at plankton through a microscope, and she was informing them. Now they were a bit younger to completely understand what was going on. She did a great job of like using vocabulary that they would know, and I made sure that I was interacting with her and not ignoring her completely, and asking her questions so that the kids felt comfortable to ask her questions. And as soon as I started asking questions, they jumped in as well. So not only am I teaching them how to interact with them and be respectful towards other people, but to get comfortable and ask questions in a setting that's like that. So it's like very important for them to realize that we need to be respectful to not just each other in the family, we need to be respectful with everybody outside of that. So how we eat our food. This is a silly one, but I've noticed kids they mimic me. I don't know about you, but they mimic me. And maybe it's just because they're making fun of me sometimes, but some days I truly just stop what I'm doing and look at them and be like, you're copying me. And I do call them out sometimes, but most of the time I just try to change my behavior so that they're doing the right stuff. So how I eat, or what I eat, really. I make sure that when I'm eating with the families, if I brought my own lunch, whatnot, I am sitting at the counter, I'm finishing my food, I'm not getting distracted, I'm not playing with other things while I'm eating with a fork properly. Like just silly small stuff like that, they truly pick up on. If I don't like something or whatnot, it's not that I throw it off my plate or throw it away in the middle of me eating. It stays on my plate, just pushed to the side. Like little things like that. I make sure that I use my napkin and that I'm showing them how to use their napkin. I think it's really important that just in the eating setting, if I haven't tried something new, I try it in front of them to let them know, like, trying new foods is good. And right along with that, I've noticed kids saying, if I don't like a certain food, they copy me, and they could have, like, it's a possibility they've never tried it before, but, oh, well, Miss Lydia doesn't like beans, so I don't like beans. Well, so I try to be careful about what I say I like and don't like, because that has an influence on what they say they like and don't like. Now, what you wear. I've talked about this in a previous video about what you wear is important because they tend to follow you. I've noticed that this isn't always true, especially with young kids who don't really pick out their outfits, older kids who are now following social media trends. But it still holds some truth to it that you are an influence on what you're wearing when you come into the house and you're working with them. It's also important, depending on what you're wearing, working with what ages. Again, you don't want to bend over and expose yourself to anybody, and yeah, that wouldn't be good. So what you wear is important as well. I don't know about you guys. I run into these kids all the time, everywhere. Grocery store, on my runs, at the park with other kids. These kids are everywhere. I can't get rid of them. I'm just kidding. I love the kids. I love seeing them in public, but it's also a big deal when I do see them, that trying to understand and realize, like, what am I doing? Is this good behavior for them to copy? Is this something that, I don't know. I just try to think about that when I'm out in public, when I see a kid, of like, is my behavior okay? Am I doing the right thing? I'm respecting everybody around me. Not that I'm not when they're not there, but I just, for some reason, when I see their little faces, it triggers. Am I doing the right thing? So I think it's important to make sure you are. I heard this saying a while back, and I thought it was really cool. And the story goes that there was an emotion tree outside of a man's house, and when he left for work, he would get in his car and drive. But on his way home, he would come back to the house, and before he'd go inside, he'd hang all of his stuff up on this tree so that when he walked into the house, he didn't have emotional baggage with him, and all of the stress from work was on this tree. I believe the same thing when you're working with kids. Nothing that is in your personal life, in your home life, anything that you are dealing with should go into that home and be explained to the kids. You come into that home fresh-minded, happy as can be. Now, I'm not saying like there are days that I go in without a care in the world, because yes, our personal life does affect us and has a huge effect on us, but I don't think that's any of the kids' business or any of their problem or issue to be given to. But it also has an effect on their emotions. If I come into that household and I'm angry and I am standoffish, immediately the kids take on that persona, and everybody is angry or fed up with something, or they get irritated quickly. If I come into that house and I'm in a good mood, some days the kids are in a bad mood, it turns their mood around. I can't say it always does, but most of the time, if I come in with a good mood or a happy mood and I'm like, let's start fresh, I'm here now, let's do some fun activities, it tends to turn around. So your emotions, your attitude when you walk into that house gets picked up quickly by those kids. They're smart cookies. So I always watch my attitude when I'm around the kids. Not that I'm ever unhappy, but life does get you down sometimes. Going back to what I like and don't like with food also pertains to what I like and don't like in activities and games and shows and movies. I've noticed that if I say I love soccer, a kid who has never kicked a soccer ball in their life tends to say, oh, I love soccer too. How? How does that work? Or if I say, no, I really don't care for that movie, or that movie's too scary for me, they pick up on it too. Oh yeah, that movie, I don't like it. And they've never seen the movie. So I kind of try and stay away from, I let them know if I like or don't like the movie, but I try to keep their minds open about things. So I don't end it on oh, I don't like that movie. I try to end it on, oh, I don't like that movie, but you may because this and this happens in it. Or you may because there's unicorns in it. Or I try to make sure that they understand that just because I don't like it doesn't mean they have to not like it. And the other way around. If I like it does not mean they have to like it. We're all our own people. We're all our own individual human. And I want them to learn that. Independence is really important. So trying to get them to understand that just because I don't like it does not mean they have to not like it either. Or just because I like it, they don't have to like it. So that was my modeling career. Again, you won't see my face anywhere. It's not that type of modeling, but definitely role modeling. I don't think that will ever end. It's a long career. I didn't sign a contract, so maybe I could get out of it. I'm just kidding. But seriously, in all seriousness, it's truly important that you understand that you are a role model, whether you like it or not. And that doesn't mean you need to stop living your life and you need to be worried about, oh my gosh, who's seeing me, when are they seeing me. It just means to be understanding and aware of it. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching and hanging with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.